Hi Pisces, and welcome to your 2019 overview reading. It's already mid-January, so apologies that this is out a bit late, but Happy New Year anyway. My name is Melanie. This is a general reading for Pisces for the year ahead, just capturing a few different areas of your life. It may or may not resonate. Of course, take what you like and leave the rest. I hope some of it is of use. Feel free to check back on this reading in a few months' time to see if it's fitted or not. I use two different decks of cards, the Tattoo Tarot Ink and Intuition deck, of which you can see most of the cards there. And I also use a deck called the Dreamtime Reading Cards. The Dreamtime is the Aboriginal Australian spiritual belief system, and I use these cards sort of like as oracle cards, and I have I pull one card as a bit of a overall theme for the year, and that single card there I'll actually read from a booklet about that card at the end of the reading. But otherwise now we're just going to dive right in. So these are the cards, as you can see there, that came out for you, or if you can't see them, I'm going to talk about them anyway. When I say can't see them, often I listen to a lot of YouTube stuff in my car. Obviously I don't watch it, but I listen. Anyway, Pisces, let's get into it. The first card representing last year, 2018, past energy, lessons that may have been learnt or an area of focus from last year. The Chariot card came through for you guys. 2019, in the area of love and relationships, the card there for you is Knight of Wands. In the area of money and finances for this year for Pisces, the Seven of Coins, otherwise known as the Seven of Pentacles. In the area of work, study, hobbies, the Two of Coins or the Two of Pentacles. In the area of spirit and spirituality this year, Queen of Swords. And finally in the area of health and the physical body for this year, you guys have the Empress card. The bottom right hand corner there representing possible obstacles that may come up this year just to be wary of. You guys have the Devil card, and any helpful tools that may be of use. What came through was the Seven of Cups card. And finally, that overall theme card for this year for Pisces, you guys have a card called Spider, and that means connections. So starting with last year, 2018, the Chariot card. So the Chariot card is a card of action. It's a card of power, control, victory, triumph, exploration and expansion, beating the competition, reason triumphing over other things, a journey that you guys may have been on. It's a card of, forward moving energy and going places, but of needing to kind of balance out that need for speed with slowing down too much and not kind of going anywhere. In the past position though, this card can mean that at some point last year there was quite a significant victory or triumph for you guys, Pisces. So some achievement, maybe in a work sense, you got a promotion, you changed jobs, you started a business, or I guess in a relationship sense, something really triumphant happened in a relationship, or there was sort of maybe in a personal matter, there was sort of a victory of sorts, or financially something really victorious happened. I don't know, it just suggests that something last year was very good and successful and you kind of came out on top, and that kind of energy has carried you through to this year, whatever that victory was. Sometimes it can mean that you had an early success and a bit later on down the track you're feeling a little bit hollow. You may have sort of materially come out really on top and been at an advantage, but this has sort of perhaps been a bit of a struggle to maintain and to maintain sort of balance in that. And then also this card, having had some sort of triumph and victory and achievement in 2018, it's then also about, okay, well, where to from here? How do I sustain this victory? How do I ride this wave? What doors is this opening? So hopefully that resonates for last year. If so, awesome. Sounds like something really positive happened for you guys, something quite significant. Moving into this year though, 2019 for Pisces, in the first area there of love and relationships, you have the Knight of Wands card. So the Wand suit is a card of passions, of energy, of creativity, of life force, of power, of fast action and movement. And the Knights are quite young, adventurous, romantic kind of energy, forward-moving, change, sort of expansive energy. They represent transformative experiences. They're defenders. But the Knight of Wands, in particular, he is represents kind of someone who maybe likes to be quite flamboyant. This is quite a restless and impulsive, eager energy that comes through this card, of action, lust, being on the move, travel, modifying things in some way, usually to do with the home. Obviously, that's probably not relevant in this area, although it could be if you're living with someone and then you guys decide to do change something together in the house, or create creatively. So there's kind of a quick and fast energy about this card, and a lot of passion. The trick with this card, though, is not to be too, or that it's suggesting, not to be too hasty in that. In love, of course, this is a court card, so this could actually represent a person who is like this, who embodies the energies of this card, someone who is quite, energetic and flamboyant, full of passion and energy, who moves a lot, who has a lot of physical energy, or travels, or is just very eager and keen. Maybe also someone who, this card can also represent about learning, going back to school, learning something new. So it could be someone that you meet through that way, or also could represent, if you're single, meeting someone, given this is a person who's quite active, meeting someone through travel. If you do travel this year and you're single, if you're in a relationship, you may travel with your partner this year. And if you're in a relationship, this card can mean that you're feeling quite, this year you'll be feeling quite confident, quite self-assured, and quite, in your relationship you're excited about it, you've been putting in some hard work to make it succeed. Sometimes this card can just suggest a need to be spending a bit more time together, more quality time, I guess, if you're both very busy and there's a lot of energy. In I guess that dynamic, you may burn yourselves out, but you may have a lot of energy going elsewhere in your life and needing to just focus some time on the actual relationship. But if you're single, and you kind of embody this energy, you are quite attractive to other people this year, because you're very free-spirited and passionate and self-assured, confident, and like, woohoo, look at me, I'm awesome kind of thing. But in a really, good solid way, and this is obviously quite enticing and attractive to other people. So this card could be about energies of the relationship. It could represent you embody this energy. It could represent somebody that you meet who's like this, and the wands are the suit of like fire signs, so Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. It could be about meeting someone who's one of those signs, kind of opposite to you, because you're a water sign and this is about fire signs. But overall I'd say quite a positive, or very positive card to have in the position of love and relationships this year. I think there's a lot of passion kind of going on this year, and movement in some way, probably travel of some sort with a partner, or finding someone through travel. Moving on to the area of money and finances this year, you guys have the Seven of Coins card, Seven of Pentacles. This is a card of profit, really, of growth, of progress, of having vision, of persevering, but also being at a point now where you're just pausing a little bit, or this card represents that sort of pausing and looking at the fruits of your labour, really. It can represent having a bit of anxiety around money, but also on the flip side that there's potential for improved status to do with your work, like a promotion or a shift somewhere. This card can represent needing to be patient right now, and whilst you've been toiling away and you've grown something, or some things have improved in this area, there's still more work to do, but you're just kind of resting and pausing for a little bit, kind of gathering yourself, looking at how far things have come, looking at the growth in this area, but then kind of going, okay, kind of moving to like where to from here, but still needing to keep your eyes on the prize and focus on the end goal. So this card is sort of needing to just pause, I think, a little bit this year and review things financially, maybe get some clarification on things, being very patient with your money and finances this year. Sort of just stepping back and having a bit of a think about this area of your life that may need a bit more work in it. I think you have been working a lot on this area of your life, maybe last year or last few weeks or months, and you're kind of doing well, but now it's kind of, okay, what more do I need to do, to build this and to create sort of, I guess, ultimately balance in your life around money and sort of balancing out like your value and your worth, which I guess I mean metaphorically, not just your financial worth. But this is a coins card, and this is in the money the money position for this reading for this year. So I would say that's a positive thing. There's kind of an alignment thing there. Just don't expect a miracle to happen all of a sudden. Continue with the hard work that you're doing. Continue to kind of grow and build your finances, your nest egg, your savings, your buffer, whatever you want to call it. And just persist with that calmly and steadily, essentially. Moving on to the area of money. Not money, we just did money. Work. Moving on to the area of work and or study or your hobbies, creative kind of passions. For 2019, you guys have the Two of Coins, so another coins card, which kind of makes sense, I suppose, right next to the Seven of Coins card there in the area of money and work, obviously very connected. Two of Coins is a card of trying to balance things and needing to restore balance, particularly in the area actually of finances and expenses, and that there may be, but given that this is work, that there is something kind of out of whack, and perhaps you're letting emotions, you're getting in the way of making a work decision. There may be a need to be a little bit better in balancing extremes, sorting out things like time management, learning to prioritize things. This card, there's the on the traditional kind of image of the card, I would say, on a traditional deck, there's the infinity symbol, and that kind of representing this kind of never-ending flow inwards and outwards of money, and I guess of work and opportunities too that come and go. This card can represent things sort of fluctuating, energy fluctuating a little bit up and down in this area, needing to put on a happy kind of work or business face. But that maybe this year there's going to be a little bit of a struggle this year in this area of your life, and kind of that you may be juggling a little bit too much and needing to kind of sort that out. Obviously, you're going to need to be making some decisions in work or study, business, your hobbies. There will be, I guess, which would lend itself to suggest that there's going to be some choices and options coming up for you guys this year. I don't know whether to start something new or to, say a job gets offered to you, or you trying to decide whether to focus on your hobby more, but then it's going to take you a bit from your work, which may affect your money, your income, but you want to try and make some money from your hobbies, or maybe you need to sort of balance out the study with work, with the rest of your life. There's going to be some decision making that's going to need to be happening this year in this area, and a bit of a struggle in trying to find balance in this area in the area of sort of your occupation essentially, and to really not put too much, keep balance. Like, you don't want to pour all your energy into work and neglect, say, your home life, or neglect your family life, or neglect yourself in that sense. I would imagine that is connected to that Seven of Coins card, in that you may just need to pause for a little bit and take a lot of reflection. And I think this Two of Coins card too is saying you need to reflect and kind of sit back and kind of work out things, almost, pros and cons or something like that, to find that balance and to make some decisions in this area. Moving on to the area of spirit and spirituality now. You guys have the Queen of Swords card in this area for this year. This is another court card, which means it could actually represent a person that you meet or that you know. Could be female, may not be female, just maybe someone who embodies the energies of the Queen of Swords. This Queen is a quick thinker. You know, she's got a sharp mind. She's quite assertive. She's independent. She has confidence and wisdom in herself from herself. She's intelligent. She might have a bit of a cool exterior. She might have gone through some hard stuff. Might lack a bit of warmth, but boy, has she got it up in her head. You know, boy, is she quite grounded. You know, this is someone who, or the energy of this card is someone who's, you know, gone through quite a bit in her life. This particular Queen can often represent a widow or someone who has not had children in their life, but also someone who is wise, who can offer assistance with issues, like in terms of sort of counsel, seeking counsel from them. Counselling, I mean counselling, therapy kind of thing. But she represents fundamentally head stuff. You know, she's the queen of thinking, essentially. So in the area of, what does this mean then in the area of spirit and spirituality? Possibly maybe a little bit too much in your head this year, and over-rationalising things that are getting in the way of your spiritual journey or your relationship with the universe, God, whatever you choose to believe. There's maybe a bit of a struggle between your head and your heart this year, I guess in relation to beliefs and faith, and it could be just slowing down progress and sort of shaking up connections in that area. This card in this position does suggest that you've probably had some struggles in the past. I mean, hey, haven't we all? But struggles and difficulties that you've come out on top and has kind of built your own strength, you know, given you wisdom, grown you, and in the process helped you have more empathy and understanding for people who are struggling. You know, so maybe this year, I'm just thinking in that way, you go and help more people who are struggling, because you know what it's like to struggle. I don't know if that's struggle financially, like seriously struggle, or you've been homeless, or you've had some mental health issues or drug and alcohol issues, or you've come from an abusive relationship. I really hope not, but either way, that you've gotten through that. And actually, having just said that, as those words come out of my mouth, that does make me think of the Chariot card for last year. There was a triumph and a victory of sorts. So maybe something ended that was really, really bad, and you actually finally managed to finish that. You know, that's a victory to me, ending something that's very bad and toxic. Or you've come from ruin and now you've built yourself up again, which to me would fit with that Seven of Coins card there. You've kind of been growing and building things again in your life, you know, real solid things being cultivated again after perhaps things were very barren for quite some time. Maybe that challenged your belief system. Maybe you thought, you know, where the hell's God right now, you know, and you're still maybe a little bit in your head about that, or overthinking that a little bit, and that's kind of getting in the way or slowing things down in this area. But boy, can you empathize with people who struggle. You know, to me, if you were to go and do some work in that area, or volunteer work, or anything, you know, that to me is like a spiritual act, really, of charity, of giving your time and energy to those who are in need. So that's the area of spirituality for you guys for 2019. Moving on to that final area there of health of the body. You guys have the Empress. Such a beautiful card. One of my most favourite cards. Beautiful feminine energy there. This is the Queen, the Queen. She's a matriarch. She's wise. She's a mother. She's fertile. She represents pleasure and luxury, beauty, abundance, success, evolution. She can represent marriage, wealth, you know, free flowing in her feelings and her emotions. She is beautiful. She is fertile. Let me say that again. Fertile. She can represent birthing something new, represent pregnancy. So heads up about that. If you want to have a baby this year, it looks very good. It looks like your body will be in the right space for that. This is only what this card is suggesting. If you are not wanting to fall pregnant, be very mindful of that. For for this year. Take precautions. But either way, this is such a card of beautiful growth and, you know, abundance, and really being well embedded in the feminine. This is such a feminine, healthy feminine energy that is, you know, deeply connected and intuitive, and she flows and she grows, you know, things. She's the matriarch, you know, kind of thing. She's very passionate as well, I would say, in herself. So yeah, a successful card. Mainly just, I'm thinking, with the pregnancy thing and the fertility thing being the main issue this year. Obviously, if you're male, that could still be relevant, you know, or not, but just to be very mindful of that. The Empress, she's good at nurturing, and this card can just suggest it to be mindful this year of nurturing yourself and your body, listening to your body signals, watch your energy levels, self-care, take care of yourself, make sure you balance up relaxing with work and with everything else that you have to give your time and energy to. But otherwise, a lovely card. Moving now into the area of possible obstacles that may come up this year for Pisces. Okie dokie, you guys have the Devil card. Yeah, boy, is this an obstacle card. The Devil card represents addictions, bondage, being enslaved to something, being bonded to something in quite an unhealthy way. This card can represent sexuality, materialism in an unhealthy way. Can represent mysterious magic, kind of occult-like things, strange things happening. It can represent, you know, catastrophe, downfall, the deadly sins, obsessions, vices. But that can also represent violence and aggression. So look, this card though, the people in this card, there are actually two people there. They're actually bound, they're choosing to be bound to this. They're choosing to be addicted to the devil. They're choosing to be a slave to their own temptations. It is a warning card that you may be ignoring unhealthy aspects of yourself or your behaviours this year. Pisces too, you guys are prone to addictions, I have to say, and compulsions. So given that you have the Devil card here in the position of obstacles this year, be very careful. Listen to that Empress energy there. Nurture yourself, take care of yourself really well. Confront yourself, take responsibility for yourself, unchain yourself. If you've got an addiction in any way, shape or form, you know that you have. We know when we're messed up in an area and that we need to do something about it. You may be feeling a little stuck at times this year in unhelpful patterns, you know, that are perhaps codependent relationships, unhelpful, you know, repetitions that you find yourself you keep repeating the same damn problems and things in your life, and you're not making healthy choices. You may be making excuses for yourself. You may be overindulging. You may be a bit obsessed with things, you know. There may be someone controlling around you this year. This card can also represent insecurity and jealousy, whether that's going on in you, whether there's someone around you who's been like this, which I think is interesting, given, again, just going back to that Chariot card and having victory over something last year or achieve something. Maybe you've come out of, as I said before, really, really difficult toxic relationship. That could be a relationship with a person, a relationship with a substance, a relationship with food, a bad relationship with work, a sexual addiction, you know, so many different things. And you've really worked damn hard to break yourself free of that. If that's the case, be mindful this year. Is still around. The energy is still around. Okay, what I mean by that, do not get daunted by that. Please don't get daunted by that. It takes time to change. If you've been habitually operating a certain way, your brain pathways will actually be a little structured in that way. You know, it's just like treading down that same path. Actually visualize a path in the bush. And this is a well-worn path that you trample down every damn day, and you're like, I really want to take a different path. I know I need to take a different path. That damn path leads me down to bad stuff. But it's so familiar. It's almost like your body just, woof, it just wants to go there. Perhaps last year you chose to go the different path. So that takes time, that takes effort, that takes repetition. It's hard work. You know, really wondering about this now with that 7 of Coins card there. I know that was in the area of money, but I'm just thinking now, I don't know, if there's something really significant that happened last year that's still kind of coming through this year, I encourage you to persist. Really take care of yourself. When I talk about the bush and bush tracks and the same tracks, I'm talking about those. That's exactly like in the brain, with the brain pathways, with the nerves. What fires together, wires together, but the brain is very plastic. So if you start doing something different every day, I'm just going to choose a different path. And God, this is hard. God, this is hard. I want to keep going down that same damn path. It's calling me. I love it. I love aspects of it. But Jesus, it's toxic. I know it's toxic and I want something different for myself. Fight on. You may fall down the hole sometimes. You may go down that path sometimes. That's okay. You got to get up. You got to backtrack. I'm choosing this one. I'm choosing this one. I'm choosing this one. You will have good days and you'll have bad days. You can do it. You can do it. If you're alive, you can so do it, Pisces. I totally believe in you. I know I don't know you guys at all, but I have seen people change and overcome incredible things, and it's absolutely impossible. You just got to believe in yourself. Got to get out of your head. Queen of Swords, get out of your head, into your heart, connect with God, connect with that higher power, do whatever you need to do, and you will do it. You will get there. Okay, sorry, that was a bit of a rant. I got all excited about that. A bit emotional too, like, whew, it's intense. Finally, in the area of helpful tools, things that may be useful for you guys this year, the 7 of Cups card. This is a card, look, it can be a bit of a card of wishful thinking, being a bit of a dreamer, bit of fantasy, bit of illusions, but it's a card about choice, having multiple choices to make and kind of not knowing which ones are real and which ones are not, that some doorways are going to be opening, and you need to kind of take stock of all aspects of your life and make a good decision on a good strong foundation. So the Cups card are cards of emotions and feelings. Maybe you'll be needing to make a decision that this year that is going to be quite emotional. I guess I encourage you to try and be balanced in that, to seek some help and support with that. And the choice you make will define who you are. You know, all our choices do that. This card suggests the choice may come up when you least expect it. You know, just be chilled with that. Don't rush in. You know, check out what's real, what's solid, what's not, and then go from there. But a good card, really. You know, there's multiple choices and opportunities and doorways opening up for you guys this year. Can be a bit overwhelming at times, but do what you need to make a good solid decision. Take your time. Good opportunities there coming up. Finally, I'm going to really quickly read the Spider card about connections for the overall theme this year. Australia has no shortage of spiders. Some of the most venomous spiders in the world live in our backyards and gardens. 2 of the best known are the redback spider and the notorious funnel web. Because such small creatures can inflict potentially fatal bites with such a huge impact, these little guys do not make many friends. All spiders can, however, teach you some very important lessons. The first being the ability to control your own destiny, understand the consequences of your own actions. Yes, exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Devil, you've got to take control there. Control back. The spider is a great teacher of consequences. Its ability to weave webs represents the connections you weave in your own life. The spider works hard to weave its web in order to catch food, but once laid, it doesn't exactly know what will be attracted to the web. It has to trust in its ability to deal with what comes along. This is what I mean. You can do it, guys. And it is because of this that the spider is associated with the ideas of karma, fate, and destiny. When a spider pays a visit, it's reminding you that every action has a reaction and that there are invisible threads that link you to others and to events that happen in your life. It is time to take responsibility for your thoughts and actions and to make a concerted effort to understand the consequences of the decisions you're about to make. I have to wrap it up in 10 seconds. All the best, Pisces, for this year. Kick butt, you can do it. Hang in there. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this. I'm really appreciative and grateful. Bye.